All right, let's just dive right in. We are in the middle of a massive, massive shift, all driven by artificial intelligence. And in this explainer, we're going to look past all the hype, past the fear, and really try to understand our actual place in this brand new world.
So, the biggest question on everyone's mind, the one that might be keeping you up at night, is all about jobs. Is this technology coming to replace us, or is it here to help us? It feels like every time you look at the news, you get these completely conflicting stories. On one side, there's this very real anxiety about automation, and on the other, there's just incredible excitement about what it could do for us. So yeah, this is not a simple story. I mean, on the one hand, you hear about these catastrophic failures, autonomous systems making calls that lead to tragic, absolutely irreversible outcomes. And these stories, they really highlight the huge risks of just handing over control. But then you flip the coin and you see these incredible gains. AI-powered tools have been shown to help pathologists reduce diagnostic errors by 25%. That is a massive, life-saving improvement in accuracy. And then we see that dark side again, with AI systems that actually end up reinforcing harmful biases. You might have heard about Amazon scrapping a recruiting tool because it learned from old data to penalize resumes with the word women's in them. It was literally locking qualified people out of opportunities. And yet, the core promise of all this tech is to augment us. The idea isn't to replace our intelligence, but to give us this powerful resource, this smart agency that we can tap into to amplify our own abilities. Okay, so this brings us to a really critical shift in how we need to think about this. We have to move beyond this idea of humans versus AI and start embracing humans with AI. The future is a partnership. The real question is, how do we make that partnership actually work? Well, the most effective approach is a model called human in the loop. This isn't about blindly trusting what a machine tells you. It's about designing systems where the tech assists and makes suggestions. But that final, critical judgment call, that stays with a human expert. And this table just captures perfectly why that partnership is so powerful. We bring things that are uniquely human, like contextual awareness and moral reasoning. The AI brings the raw computational power and this incredible ability to spot patterns in huge data sets. Together, the whole is so much greater than the sum of its parts. But this powerful new collaboration, it introduces its own set of very human psychological risks. What happens when we start to trust our new partner a little too much? This chart here maps out the danger perfectly. If you rely too much on AI, it can lead to something called automation bias. That's where we just uncritically accept whatever the machine spits out. We get complacent, and that leads to what's called cognitive offloading. The end result of all that is skill erosion. We literally start to lose our own abilities because we've outsourced the thinking to a machine. A pathologist might lose their knack for spotting something weird on a slide, and we all might forget how to get around without GPS. It's that use it or lose it principle in action. So when this delicate balance between human and machine fails, the consequences aren't just, technical glitches. They represent these catastrophic failures of the entire human-AI partnership. And let's be super clear. These failures are not hypothetical. They are happening right now, with deeply personal impacts on people's lives, from denying someone a job to misidentifying them as a criminal. A great example of this was the Apple Card algorithm. It was found to be offering smaller lines of credit to women than to men, even when they had similar financial histories. Gender wasn't even a direct input, but the AI learned these implicit biases from all the data it was trained on. This creates a really dangerous responsibility gap. See, when a complex, self-learning AI makes a harmful decision, who's to blame? Is it the developer? The company that used it? The person who relied on it? This sort of confusion makes it almost impossible to assign responsibility and stop it from happening again. So, to prevent these failures and close that responsibility gap, we need a clear framework. We need a new code of ethics, one that's designed specifically for how we collaborate with AI.
Luckily, we're not starting from scratch here. Researchers have looked at all sorts of ethical statements from groups around the world and boiled them down into 5 core principles to guide us. These 5 principles are basically our new rules of engagement. Beneficence and non-maleficence are pretty simple. AI should do good and avoid harm. Autonomy and justice, which are borrowed from fields like medical ethics, make sure humans stay in control and things are fair. But that 5th one,
Explicability. That's crucial and pretty unique to AI. We have to be able to understand why a system made the decision it did. And this really gets to the heart of the whole thing. Take the principle of justice. It's not just about stopping AI from being biased. It's about proactively using AI to correct past injustices and making sure its benefits are shared by everyone. Now, adopting these principles isn't a one-time fix. It's not a checklist. It requires a fundamental shift in how we build, deploy, and interact with our technology. It's really about creating a whole new culture. This is what the path forward actually looks like. It means organizations have to build a culture where ethical questions are asked from day one. It means we need systems to continuously audit AI, not just check it once before it launches. And crucially, it means creating clear, easy ways for people to get help when things do go wrong. At the end of the day, ethics isn't about slamming the brakes on innovation. It's not just some compliance headache to avoid lawsuits. It's the total opposite. An ethical approach is what will actually unlock AI's true potential to benefit all of us, because it builds trust and ensures we avoid these really costly, harmful mistakes. This technology, it's not some abstract force of nature. It's a tool that we are building. It's offering us a powerful new partner. So the most important question isn't what AI will do to us, but what kind of partner we're going to choose to be.